All right, got derailment up here at Rowen. Not real serious. It looks like one car fell over onto another train. So it's going to have everything tied up for a while. It's really tight in here. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'll be able to get in here to watch them clean this up. There's not much room. Yeah, they're pulled it off the inside of the curve, and I've been told by the track guide that I need to leave. So I'm leaving. The guys in the train department didn't care that I was there. I spoke with them for a minute, but anyway. Well, I came up here along the freeway, get a little different shot of it. Kind of looking into the sun. It's only about 8 in the morning. This happened around 5:30. That's when I got the message about it. But you can see it pull the cars off the inside there. Not very many, but it doesn't take very many. All right, well, I am here at the Keene store. I left the derailment site, went up to, come up here to Keene, got something to eat, then drove up to Tehachapi. I was gonna see if there's any trains piled up, but there aren't. There's one stopped at Cable, that's about it. We got some railroad trucks here, but this is Joshua. They did the same thing Holcher does, but I guess they're on this one. So they're staging here in the parking lot at Keene, and I'm going to get out of the way. There's way too many cars here. This poor bus is probably wanting to get out of here. I can squeeze by, but yeah, big mess here at Keene. And I'll go back down alongside the freeway here in a little while and see if I can see what's up. Well, it's about 9:15 now, and the only real change so far is that there are a lot more cars and trucks and stuff down here in the way. You saw that they were staging stuff up at Keene. That's just up the road about a mile. So whenever all that equipment gets here, all these honchos are gonna have to move out of the way. And we are right alongside Highway 58 here. For reference, there are the truck scales for all of you that are familiar with the area. This is pretty much right across the street from that. All right, well, it is about an hour and a half later, and as you can see, they have the machines working, and it looks like they're just going to re-rail these cars, which is, by the looks of it this morning, it didn't look like there was much damage, so that's a good thing. The well cars you saw the empties from when I was on the other side. That's the only loaded car right there. Getting the other ones back on the track shouldn't be a very big problem. When I first pulled back up here, I thought maybe it kind of looked like they had the other train gone already, but then I started looking a little closer, and you can see right there that they certainly do not. It's still sitting there. See the honchos on the hill over there, making sure everything is done, I guess. All right, well, it looks like they have completely re-railed the loaded stack car there, and they are now working on the well cars. So I really don't see this taking too awful long. I'll stick it out for you though. I was gonna go home, but yeah, it doesn't look like it should take too long. So as long as nobody runs me off, I'll hang out. Okay, I have risked life, limb, and possible repercussions from the law for all of you, but they have pulled the well cars up that way, it looks like. They've got this one, as you can see, re-railed. This is the one that was leaning against the other train. See, that tank there doesn't look any worse for the wear. And it looks like they've already re-railed all the well cars. Let me walk up here a little bit and see what's going on. All right, as you can see, there are the well cars. They're all re-railed and ready to move. They're inspecting cars on the other train. Well, the side booms are leaving. The other one's already gone. They are finished putting everything back on, so guess they don't need them anymore. I walked up here to get a better look at this derailment here, and there's a piece of paved road here. Looks like at one time might have been part of the original 466 alignment. Heads over there, comes along this cut here, and goes up there and curves back around toward the freeway. And that is just an assumption, but I can't think of any other reason it would be here. A piece of paved road. This is not a fire break. Okay, I've been trying to figure out just exactly what they're doing down there. You see that white, as it turns out, is a hose. And it's going down there, and they must have damaged the air system, air hoses between the cars or something, because that hose is hooked up down there to the airline, and they've kind of got it up wrapped around the car there and going to the other side. You can hear them testing the air right now. And if you look up there on the tank car, it appears they have the same kind of thing going on up there. Now, I don't know if this is something just to get them down to a more accessible place like Bealville, where they may be able to do a little more permanent of a fix, or if they intend to take this to Bakersfield. I actually don't know. I have no clue. I've never seen this done before. All right, well, as you can see, they're backing the front of the train against the back of it here, get everything hooked back up. And I might add that the head end of the train, the locomotives, are just around the curve up there, still this side of the east end of Rowen, of the control point there. Of course, as soon as I started walking back to the truck, as my phone's getting low, they start pulling out. So there's the car that was leaning on the tank, and they are on the move. The other train, well, so they haven't started moving yet, but I don't know. I doubt if this one is long enough to have still been fouling the west end or the north end of the siding, because the head end was almost to the signals up at the other end, the east end of the siding. You know, I always post pictures of this stuff on my Facebook as well. And sometimes I feel like doing like those, sometimes you see those posts on Facebook and such. I should just put derailment on the Tehachapi. Details in the comments below, because everyone's an expert. Everyone knows what happened. Everyone knows why it happened. And everybody knows how to fix it. Except that this stuff's been going on, which I've done a video about and written about. These kind of derailments have been going on forever. They happen throughout my 40-year career. I hear people say, oh no, this happens all the time. Well, it doesn't happen all the time. This is the third string line since April of 2021. And that's, you know, I don't know. That's still seems excessive, but it is what it is, and no more than it used to be. The derailment last January wasn't caused by string line. A rail broke under the train on that one. The one up at Cable in January of 2021 was caused by a train going into emergency and bunching up. The one that just put the axle on the ground recently that I did the little piece on was caused by a bad piece of rail. So there are a lot of different causes. You can see that tank there is dented up from where it was falling on, as is that one. And I never did say, I didn't notice that until I was just looking at one of my posts a minute ago. This is a Union Pacific train, the one that derailed, and it fell over on a BNSF train. And I might add that what a day this is. It's starting to get a little cloudy and a little bit cooler, but when I pulled up here the last time, a couple hours ago, it was 70 degrees, and it is December 27th in Tehachapi. And we're not in Tehachapi, but we're only a few miles from it. And I'm standing here in a t-shirt. I actually brought a coat and everything, thinking it might be cold and windy, but that was unnecessary. There is the Three Peaks. Or there are the Three Peaks. Those containers there, those are empties. The springs aren't compressed. At least they don't look like it from here. But even if they are loaded, this is the way the train should be made up, with all the empties at the rear. And I am no expert on the operating department, but that just makes sense. And I was told when I first got here by one of these guys that those were some empty cars between some loaded cars. So yeah, that's not a good way to put a train together, I know that, but they still do it. well, that will conclude my coverage of the, such as it was, of the derailment at Rowen on December 27th, 2023. See the end of that train going to the background. This was an incredibly long train. Definitely 2 trains put together. A whole train of flats. I didn't video it all because my camera's going dead. But anyway, here are the URLs to my PayPal and my Patreon. If you could help the channel out that way, I'd sure appreciate it. Keep shooting me the ideas. Drop me comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.